labels are labels. I don't know who they is. I don't know who makes the rules, but the rules are made to be broken. That's where the art lives, you know, it's in between those lines. It's not within sticking to what everybody says you should do. That's how you get cookie cutter bullshit and do what everybody else does. We're not here for that. Yo, what's good? So we're getting straight to it. So I'm at a shoot last week and the model asked me how long I've been doing this. Now, mind you, I've been asked this question before, but for some reason, it hit a little different this time. And really, I'm just a head down, full speed ahead type person. So I'm usually in that mode all the time. When I actually sat there and thought about it, and I'm like, damn, I started in 2010, it's 2024. Like, I've been doing this for 14 years. That's a lot of time. I also realized, which this is something I've been known, but again, I guess it's just kind of was in the moment. I have something to admit. I don't have a niche. And that's something that over the years, I've heard so many photographers or videographers talk about having a niche. And a lot of what I've heard always says that you should have a niche. In order for you to be successful, you need a niche. And I'm curious where that comes from. It's usually from some guru that's talking about something and they're selling a course. Now, in my mind, I'm going through my channel and thinking about the videos and things that I'm talking about, or the ideas that I want to talk about, the concepts that I want to shoot for you guys to cover, just different things, utilizing my creativity, if you will. All of my ideas, they're kind of all over the place. And I think that's a good thing. You know, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think that you have to niche down. I actually disagree with that wholeheartedly. And maybe I'm wrong. I'm not some big photography guru, you know what I'm saying? I've just been doing this for 14 years and I know what's worked for me. So I can speak on that. I'm not really here to sell you guys on anything. If anything, I'm just here to help you figure out how to better yourself and your business by the means of using a camera. The camera is a tool. For me, it's always been a tool. I've always been a creative person. I started with music, I've played instruments. For me, the camera is just an extension of my creative expression. And I've built a business around that tool. So I'm trying to help y'all do the same thing. If you haven't yet, or maybe you have and you kind of want to expand it or whatever. I don't know. If you guys can relate to anything that I'm doing, or, you know, you see some value in it, like, that's what I'm trying to do. And I get it. Maybe they're speaking from the point of niche down so you can master a certain area, right? So I get it, but you could spend some time in there to develop it, but that doesn't mean that that's the only thing that you can do. And what they say, jack of all trades, master of none. But what they don't do is finish the rest of that statement. Oftentimes, better than the master of one is the complete phrase. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna put a ceiling on myself. I'm not gonna say I can't do this or can't do that. I'm gonna do whatever I wanna do. If I wanna shoot fitness, I'm gonna shoot fitness. If I wanna shoot fashion, I'm gonna shoot fashion. If I wanna shoot swimwear, I'm gonna do that. Maternity, business, branding, lifestyle, conceptual, whatever it is, whatever idea my creative mind comes up with, if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. If I want to book it, I'm going to book it. If I'm capable of doing it, I'm going to do it. You feel me? And then the other thing is, who are they? You know, who makes up these rules? Like, who's behind the veil writing the photographer, videographer, creative rules saying that you have to do this in order? If that's the case, that you have to niche down, then why would I be an exception to the rule? You know, like, I'm doing perfectly fine and have been for the past 14 years. I've been full-time with it for 11 of those 14 years. So to tell me that I have to niche down in order to be successful, now what I will say is definitely take the time to perfect your craft within that genre, but that doesn't mean that you can't shoot other things, right? Like, why would you not? especially if you're gonna book it, then you wanna make sure that you do know what you're doing. But if you're the beginner and you might not know exactly what it is that you like, you've probably been taking pictures with your phone already, shoot everything, right? You have to figure out what it is that you like. So right now, you should be out here trying to sample a little bit of everything, put everything on your plate. You're trying to figure that out. Now, do you have to draw the line and stop doing that? Absolutely not. So if you're a beginner, shoot it all. Don't think that you have to, oh, I'm gonna do real estate and that's all you're gonna do. A lot of the camera knowledge crosses over, right? F-stop is always F-stop, ISO is ISO, shutter is shutter. Once you understand the fundamentals of the camera, you pretty much can apply them in whatever area. Now, in each area, there's certain little tips and tricks. And so that's what I'm saying is, if you choose to jump into something, you wanna book it, like you're gonna go kind of professional, if you will, with that, you definitely wanna refine your knowledge in that area, but you don't have to limit yourself to just that area. That just never made sense to me for people to tell you just to niche down. Like maybe when you're scrolling down the rest of their blog, they're like, buy this, you know, learn how to master this right here. That's the only angle that I can see that makes sense for people to be out here trying to sell people on niching down. I started off shooting music videos, and how many other people have that same story? Like you started off shooting music videos and then you got into this and got into that. I was shooting music videos for those first 3 years, and then when I decided to go full time, I added in photography. On my last video, somebody said in their experience, which no shade, and maybe this is their experience, but said in their experience that they didn't see it beneficial for you to be able to do both video and photo. I'm looking at it like how do you run your business that it's not beneficial for you to do both? I've done both for over a decade. My operation that I run off of both photo and video clears over 6 figures. So I don't know, again, I guess in your experience, it may not have worked or it doesn't work. I'm not sure. Maybe your market, I don't know. I can't really fathom it not working for anybody. And that's why I tell y'all do both, because I've done both and I've done some pretty cool shit. To limit myself and niche down and say, I'm just a videographer, absolutely not. To say I'm just a photographer, never will. You'll never hear that come out of my mouth. Labels are labels. I don't know who they is. I don't know who makes the rules, but in my experience, rules are made to be broken. That's where the art lives, you know, it's in between those lines. It's not within sticking to what everybody says you should do. That's how you get cookie cutter bullshit and do what everybody else does. We're not here for that. Do what you want to do. We're not niching down. Don't niche down. I'm not gonna gas y'all and tell y'all to niche down. What I will tell you to do, like I said, find an area that you like and sit in it. Sit with it for a while and work it. You know, work it until it works for you. And then at that point, if you want to expand and go to do something else, then do that. Like, I was shooting very like model swimwear heavy when I first started. Then I wanted to get into fitness. I wanted to get in my own fitness journey because I was a big dude once upon a time. I was like 320 pounds. I had a whole incident, messed up my ankle, and I needed to cut weight. And I was like, I might as well shoot fitness photography if I'm gonna try to start my own fitness journey to keep myself around like-minded individuals, you know? And that's just how my mind works. And I don't think that's solely unique to me. Like, if you know how to network, then you know how to put yourself in rooms that puts you in circles for you to benefit or obtain the knowledge from those types of individuals, right? So it's the same thing. I just pushed myself into a market to really just to learn and shoot people that are trainers and in gyms and competing, things like that. And I've met some dope people. I've been to tons of Olympias. I've shot pros, and I've cut 120 pounds by doing so. I jumped into a whole different genre, and I sat in that genre. Not that it was the only thing that I was doing, but I kind of created this style where I was bending between like the swimwear stuff that I was shooting before and the athletic side over here, and kind of just created this cool style that I hadn't really seen before. But had I not jumped into another genre, had I just stayed niche down and just kept trying to just beat the same drum, I never would have expanded into that area. And the fitness world, I did very well with fitness for like a solid 3 years, I'm gonna say. That took me to some cool places too, that I've gotten to shoot for a lot of cool people as well. A lot of big brands that I was paying attention to and working with a lot of influencers that I was watching during my own journey. So yeah, don't niche down, do what you wanna do, man. But yeah, that's it for this one, man. Just wanted to shine some light on the whole niche thing, because that's always been a thing that keeps coming back around to me, that I keep hearing people say niche down, niche down, niche down. So yeah, just in case anybody else was, thinking about it and didn't know where they stood on it, hopefully this gives y'all some insight, and hopefully you take away something from it. Drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Even if you disagree, which is perfectly fine, you guys are more than welcome to disagree with me on what I'm saying. Drop it in the comments, man. Let's talk about it. Maybe you could shine some light on where I can thrive more, because if I can win more from doing whatever it is that you got to share, then share it. But yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that, all the fun stuff. But until the next time, that's it.